An insider just revealed a major Boston Red Sox trade update surrounding a player we haven't even seen step on a major league mound in his tenure with this Red Sox organization. I'm here to break down Patrick Sandoval, how he's been doing down in the minor leagues in his rehab stint. Has he been performing? Is he going to be a member of this Red Sox starting rotation? What that would mean for the guys that are already there, bolstering a really good starting rotation. Could he result to being a bullpen option, or is he a trade candidate? We'll break down all of that on this episode of Red Sox Digest, so let's not waste any time and get right to it, breaking down this news from Chris Colito, as a lot of people have forgotten that Patrick Sandoval is even a member of this Red Sox organization for good reason. He was acquired, back in 2024, and ever since then, he still has not stepped on the mound for this Red Sox team. He's been dealing with injuries, he dealt with more injuries, and then even more injuries, and now as of late, he's been down in the minor league system in a rehab stint where he's been good. He hasn't been great, but it's definitely a turn of the page, as it seems like he's getting closer to actually becoming a member of this Red Sox organization for the first time since being signed, which just seems crazy in itself. So let's get back to it. Let's break down this article published by Chris Colito just earlier yesterday, breaking down the idea surrounding Patrick Sandoval. So Colito would go on to say, MLB rules dictate that pitchers can only spend a maximum of 30 days on a rehab assignment. So that clock is set to expire Saturday, July 4th. The expectation is that Sandoval will make at least one more rehab start, potentially in Portland, before his activation is a consideration. Then we learn as we continue, Sandoval is out of minor league options, so the Red Sox can't send him to AAA after his rehab clock is up. It's unlikely Bennett, who owns a 2.78 ERA in 22 and 2/3 innings since being recalled, is removed from the rotation to accommodate Sandoval, which is the appropriate decisions. Jake Bennett has been phenomenal for this Red Sox team since being recalled back to the major leagues for his second time this year, and looks like a definitive piece to this Red Sox rotation and such a young age. He's only going to continue to get better. The potential is definitely there, and he looks like a great option for this Red Sox starting rotation. And for him to be taken over by someone in Patrick Sandoval, who's been involved with this Red Sox team for now 2 years and yet to make a start or even appearance for that matter, should not be the decision made, in my opinion. Now, we continue. A more likely scenario involves the Red Sox either using Sandoval as a multi-inning long reliever or temporarily moving him to a 6-man rotation in the week before the All-Star break. According to sources, teams are planning on scouting Sandoval's final rehab start in preparation for the Red Sox potentially being willing to move him in a trade. This is infuriating on one hand and great on the other because he is a left-handed pitcher. He's only 29 years of age, and he seems to have good stuff. Now, is he injury prone? That's a different conversation. But the idea that he has not made an appearance for this Red Sox organization since he was given a 2-year, $18.25 million contract is infuriating to say the least. But the idea that he could go through his rehab starts, gain a little bit of attention from other suitors that need starting pitching or just pitching in general, and he'll be traded before he even makes an appearance for this Red Sox organization on the major league level is just comical. It's just absolutely hilarious. Hey, you go out there and you give this guy nearly $19 million over the span of 2 seasons. He doesn't make an appearance for you, and then he's traded away before he does anything for this Red Sox, the major league level. It's just insane to think about. Now, down in the minor leagues, how has he actually performed? How has he conducted himself, if you will? And if you look at the first 3 starts in the opening month, or the first 2 starts, I should say, in the month of April, where his rehab starts actually began, he wasn't phenomenal. Going 3 1/3 the first time, 3 hits, 3 runs, none of them earned, which is crazy to say, but he did have 3 walks as well as 3 strikeouts, and an average of 214 against. And in his second start, he only went 2 innings. He gave up 3 hits, 5 runs, all 5 earned, He gave up 3 hit batters. He walked 4. Not his best appearance for Patrick Sandoval. But then in the month of June, things have definitely tightened up just a little bit, but also the innings pitched have also gone down. 1 1/3, spotless. He did walk 1, didn't strike out any, but didn't get hit around at all, didn't give up any runs. 1 2/3, 1 hit, 1 run, gave up 1 long ball. Did walk 1 while striking out 3. A much better start, only giving up that 1 hit. Then you see the 3 innings, 3 1/3, 4 innings. He's slowly but surely progressing and collecting more innings pitched when he's getting on the mound down in Double-A for this Red Sox organization in attempt to work back to making it to the major league level. Now, I will say, this is an interesting piece of the conversation, and that is what this depth chart and what it actually looks like for the Red Sox currently. Sonny Gray is coming off a 7-inning no-hit game against the New York Yankees just last night, one of the best games of the year for the Boston Red Sox, as not only did they hold a 2-run lead, but they gave it up in the 9th inning. Then they went into extras, and they were able to battle back down 2 to the Yankees, and they were able to win in walk-off fashion. Some would say it was the best win of the year, and I would agree with them. But then you get to the actual starting rotation outside of Sonny Gray. You have Ranger Suarez starting today in a series against the Washington Nationals. That should be great. Followed up by 3 more lefties, Conley Early, Peyton Tolley, and Jake Bennett, all under the age of 25 years old, which is great. A lot of youth, a lot of promise, a lot of potential, and what we've seen up to this point in the year has been really, really good from these guys. And that's not even to mention the guys who are on the injured list still. The guys that we haven't seen in so long, we forget they're a part of this Red Sox organization. Guys like Cutter Crawford, obviously not Crochet. We know he's a member there. We know he's the ace when he does return, whenever that may be. Tanner Houck, Johan Oviedo, Patrick Sandoval, Giovanni Moran. These guys it's been so long since anyone has seen them perform for this Red Sox organization. People are forgetting they're actually a part of this organization. And it's infuriating to think that they would have so much more pitching depth. But in other news, Sandoval is a piece of the IL and someone that is working back in a rehab stint and looks like he's on his way to returning to this Red Sox organization. So with the starting rotation looking the way it does, and being very complete up to this point in the year with great pieces all the way throughout that 5-man rotation, could we see him in the bullpen? Right now, Chapman is the dominant lefty with Danny Coulomb, who's been in and out of the lineup due to small injuries here and there. You have guys like Tommy Canley, Ryan Watson, and others that could be possible candidates to get sent down if Patrick Sandoval becomes a middle inning guy for this Red Sox organization, which I believe is the most likely option if he does remain with this Red Sox team. That is still a long ways away, it feels like. Yes, only July 4th, so that's up and coming Saturday, could be the day we find out where he is brought up back to this major league system. But is it going to result in a trade, an immediate trade at that? I could assume there's going to be a lot of teams open to the idea of possibly acquiring another piece of pitching depth across the major league level, and for good reason. Everyone wants depth, especially when you can get a lefty that is sub 30 years old with a lot of baseball out in front of him. Again, you are betting on a player who has been very riddled with injuries through his career. It's going to be interesting to see the overall value that he maintains on the open market in a trade scenario, but look for the Red Sox to make a big trade, possibly go out there and acquire a complimentary batter, possibly a low-end prospect, in order to flip the ship on the Patrick Sandoval tenure that he's had in Boston, because like I mentioned earlier, he's been a part of this team for now 2+ years, and we have not seen him once on the major league level. Let me know down below your thoughts and opinions on all of these moving parts surrounding Patrick Sandoval, and I will see you guys on the next episode of Red Sox Digest. Thank you guys for watching.